Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my medium-sized module carrier. For those who may have noticed, yes, it is inspired by the air transports in Supreme Commander. It's designed to carry 5 modules. It has 5 slots. Of course, you can combine several slots for a single module, a bit like what I did here. This is a cargo module. It uses 5 slots, while this one has a hydrogen and oxygen module that only uses 4. We'll get back to them in a moment. At the top you'll also notice a merge block. This is so that you can add performance modules, a bit like this one, which is a solar panel module. Also, we'll get back to this one in a moment. Now let's take a tour of the ship itself. It uses 8 large atmospheric thrusters for plenty of lift. 3 large ones for facing backwards, giving it plenty of acceleration, as well as 2 large thrusters and 4 small ones pointing forward for a decent braking force. Now, as for sideways thrust, it doesn't have anywhere near as much force. This is partially to make it easier to handle in close areas. It only has 8 small thrusters for each direction. Now, let's continue our tour. Here we have a vent, an air vent, as well as an antenna for the whole ship, and a camera to make loading and unloading easier. Of course, a spotlight as well for night work. At the back, we have 3 nuclear reactors, all piped in, as well as 2 connectors. One so that you can connect to the whatever modules you're using, so you can load them and unload them without releasing them, and a back one so that you can connect to any other ship or station. Taking a look at the inside of the ship, we have a small cargo container and a oxygen tank. This way you can operate the ship very easily even on Mars. Taking a look behind the merge blocks, we have several batteries. All in all, we have I believe 11 batteries. I'll have a look again. And of course, at this front part, we have plenty of gyroscopes, and to make even this heavy ship still maneuverable. Unfortunately, despite all this number, it's still a bit slow. Then again, it's actually a bit useful to have it slow for safety purposes. And of course, the cockpit is piped to the back of the ship, and including the oxygen tank. One thing you might want to do is remove the tank and replace it with a oxygen generator, and add hydrogen thrusters to this whole pipeline. This will give you better performance if you so desire, and it'll even give you space capabilities. Let's take a better look at the solar module. It has a single battery in the middle, as well as 12 solar panels. The panels are not actually enough to keep it floating, unfortunately, but if you are willing to set it down for a while, it will recharge the battery quite decently. Here we have the antenna and the remote control block, which isn't very visible here because of the camera and spotlight next to them, and the merge block that's meant to attach to the main ship. You can do it using your suit's antenna. Just select the ship, select remote control block, control. Opening the HUD, I already have set the taskbar at the bottom. Number 1 is the camera. Number 8 and 9 are the merge blocks, the bottom one and top one respectively. And of course, with L you can turn on off the spotlight, very useful at night. And there we go, we're connected. We do get kicked out of the remote control block when connecting, unfortunately. Since the ship technically doesn't exist anymore, it becomes part of the larger one. Continuing on to the... you also probably have noticed that I'm using wheels and suspensions rather than landing gears. This is on purpose so that the whole ship becomes able to better survive hard landings. which will happen as the weight increases. Onto loading it, it's actually quite easy. Just align yourself with the module. There we go. Get some altitude. Move in above. Switch to the rear camera with number 2. Go back down. There is also a spotlight in place. There we go. Looks like I've collided with the back of the module. There we go. And I'm not connecting. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me for this cut, but it turns out I was an idiot and forgot to take control of the cargo module. So let's just get to the menu and transfer ownership to myself. And there we go. Now the merge block should be able to lock. Let's try again. Let's go to the camera. Lights on. There we go. And there we go. We have a lock. Now we can take it wherever we need to. Let's turn off the lights again. There we go. And away we go. Also remember to take advantage of the 8 large thrusters pointing downwards by backing into your turns just like a helicopter or aircraft would. This ship is completely modless and will be up on the Steam workshop by the time this video is up. Next week I will be posting another video showcasing different modules for this ship and explaining how you can make your own, so don't forget to subscribe. While you're at it, why don't you like and share and comment on the video, it really helps me with the channel. While waiting for my next video, why don't you check out some of my other creations.